a contribution to successful implementation of this important project. Today we gather for the 9th time, and of course we have a lot to talk about, to review what has been done as we usually do, and of course the most important, to plan our future steps. A lot has changed in the world since the 8th Advisory Council of the Southern Gas Corridor, which was held here a year ago. The world has changed. Energy security issues became more and more important for every country. And as we usually said during the meetings, that energy security really is a matter of national security. And all what has been done by our joint efforts with respect to building new routes and engaging new sources now seems to be much more needed than ever before. And it was good that we did everything on time. We did not lose time, though there have been certain delays during the implementation of Southern Gas Corridor project. But in general, we were just very committed to complete it as soon as possible. And now, by the way, we already talk about expansion. Southern Gas Corridor was inaugurated only something more than 2 years ago, but already today we talk about expansion of TANAP from 16 to 32 billion cubic meters and expansion of TAP from 10 to 20. So this really demonstrates the big need for alternative source of energy. This demonstrates the big need for continued diversification of energy supplies, and we are ready for that. So all what has been done by our joint efforts in previous years today is at our disposal, and our team is becoming bigger. We have more flags today in this room and more distinguished guests. There have been several important milestones last year which demonstrate our joint commitment to energy security. First of all, I'd like to mention the important document which was signed here in Baku between the President of the European Commission, Madame Ursula von der Leyen, and myself on strategic partnership in the field of energy, which was signed this July, and which actually is a clear roadmap for our future plans. So we plan by 2027 to double our gas export to Europe, and this is doable because we have resources, we have mutual political will, and we have a very high level of mutual trust. So one of the important factors of successful implementation of Southern Gas Corridor project, apart from all the technical and sometimes political issues to be resolved, is a high level of mutual trust, and I would even call it a mutual solidarity, when we immediately seeing that someone is in need, trying to support. And I think this good spirit of partnership should be a guidance for us in our future endeavors, especially now when, along with Southern Gas Corridor Advisory Council, we will have today the first Advisory Council on green energy. Another important milestone was inauguration of interconnector between Greece and Bulgaria, which of course was generated by Southern Gas Corridor project and is to a certain degree its extension, which allowed us to start supply natural gas to Bulgaria, and also consider expansion through that extension, through that interconnector to the neighboring countries. Of course, December was a remarkable month for energy security because of two important events. First, signing of agreement between Azerbaijan and Romania on gas supply, and the gas supply will start soon. So Romania joins the team of countries part of Southern Gas Corridor, and also signing an agreement on green energy development and transmission between Azerbaijan, Georgia, Hungary, and Romania, which will create additional synergy for our efforts and will actually open a new chapter in energy security. So these were important milestones, and if we talk about this year, this January we signed the MOU between Azerbaijan and Hungary on gas supplies. So this even expands the number of countries members of our team. And all that is due to, first, a close political relationship between the countries involved, active coordination and efficient chairmanship by European Commission and Azerbaijan of our efforts, and also is a reflection of energy dialogue which have started and was formalized between the European Union and Azerbaijan, which embraces natural gas, electricity, hydrogen, green hydrogen, and I think this is a very unique and very efficient format for our cooperation. So as soon as the MOU with European Commission on increasing of gas supply to Europe was signed, we started in Azerbaijan to work actively to look for additional opportunities to supply more gas. Now, apart from expected production from new fields, which we expect, for instance, this year, and increase of production from existing Shahdanis field, which definitely is the case. We also work on energy efficiency domestically. We are working on a program of reduction of losses. We are working on the program of combination of our domestic needs with respect to electric energy and natural gas to save more gas, which we are using now to generate electricity in Azerbaijan for export. Our natural gas export is growing. In 2021, it was around 19 billion cubic meters. Last year, it was 22.6, and this year we expect 24.5. So that means that MOU with European Commission is successfully implemented. We not only increase the production, we increase export, and we expand the geography. And I'm sure that today the countries which are involved in this project will see and already see the benefit of it, and also it allows, through different other connections and potential interconnectors, to connect many more countries in Europe. And with respect to resources of natural gas, I many times already said that we have natural gas reserves which will be enough for us and our partners for at least 100 years. Today, we of course looking forward to have the first advisory council on green energy. The team is relatively small. We have 4 countries, but with the potential to grow, because we think that not only governments but also companies will be interested in participation in this important initiative. At the first advisory council, of course, the conceptual issues must be addressed. How we will form our activity, what will be the responsibility of each country, how private companies can be involved, whether it will be a consortium of companies or each country will do its part of work on its sovereign territory. So these are all issues to be addressed and agree, because it's not only to produce renewable sources of energy from Azerbaijani offshore and onshore fields, and also to build a new transmission line to our border with Georgia, but also to build a cable under the Black Sea. Therefore, we need to properly structure our plans and see who can be potential investors. And of course, we are looking forward to continue our cooperation with international financial institutions. I'd like, taking this opportunity, to express gratitude to governments of countries which are our partners: Turkey, Georgia, Greece, Bulgaria, Albania, Italy, our new partners, Romania, Moldova, Hungary. Special gratitude to European Commission for continuous support and great leadership. Also like to express many thanks to the governments of United States and United Kingdom, also for continuous support of our initiative and providing a strong framework for broad cooperation, including investment opportunities and financing. The companies which are involved in this process, especially SOCAR and BP, two leading companies which have already strategic relationship for 30 years and at least 30 years to come, and leading financial institutions whose representatives are present today: World Bank, EBRD, ADB, EIB, Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank, IFC. So all the leading financial institutions are with us, and we hope that we will continue our fruitful cooperation also in the areas of renewables. Today in Azerbaijan, together with our investors, Masdar and Aqua Power, we jointly implement two investment projects of solar and wind power generation, a total of 470 megawatt, and one project which is already in the pipeline with BP, which soon will start to be implemented on the liberated territories of Jabrail district, of 230 or 240 megawatt. 240 megawatt, that will be a total of 710. And if everything goes according to our plans, within 1 year and a half, we will have this capacity, and that will save hundreds of millions of cubic meters of natural gas for export. With respect to the plans for renewables, only with, apart from what I already said, only with three major energy companies, we have agreed and signed MOU and agreements to produce up to 25 gigawatt of renewable energy, offshore and onshore, solar and wind. Masdar 10, Fortescue 12, and Aqua Power today will be ceremony 2.5, additional to what has already been signed and being implemented. So this is really a huge potential. Therefore, when we are talking about Black Sea cable, we need to plan it in stages and also to coordinate it with demand in Europe, and of course to see a broad picture of our potential cooperation in European continent, because I'm sure that Romania and Hungary will not be the final destination for green energy. The potential of Azerbaijan green energy also is available. It has been already confirmed. Only offshore wind potential is 157 gigawatt, onshore wind and solar 27, up to 10 gigawatt of potential of wind and solar we have in the territories which we liberated something more than 2 years ago as a result of patriotic war. And also we have discovered a big potential in Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, and now we are in the process of negotiations to evaluate the opportunity to build 500 megawatt solar power station, and I think there'll be even more capacity. So this is what we have. Now we have already good records of achievements on gas distribution. We have signed an agreement on green energy. We should create a synergy between natural gas and renewables and look at it as a package. We have a strong political will, and also we have a good success story, because so far all the projects which we jointly implemented in different formats with different countries, whether it was Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil pipeline, Baku-Tbilisi-Erzurum gas pipeline, Southern Gas Corridor, all of them were successful. And I'm sure that our future plans to increase our presence with natural gas on the European continent and our future plans with renewables also will be successful. For that, we need to continue teamwork. For that, we need to continue to support each other. And I'm sure next time when we meet in Baku, next February, we will talk about new achievements. Thank you for your attention.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, on behalf of the participants of the Advisory Council, we are honored to extend our sincere gratitude to you for your deep and insightful speech. The Advisory Council established on your initiative has ensured the successful realization of the Southern Gas Corridor and continues its contributions towards the expansion of the project. Today, once again, thanks to your strategic vision and your initiative, this cooperation format is expanding into green sphere. Thank you, Mr. President, one more time. The participation of the President of Romania, His Excellency Mr. Klaus Iohannis, in our meeting today has a special meaning. Starting this year, Romania will be importing Azerbaijani natural gas. Furthermore, Romania is one of our main strategic partners in Green Energy Initiative. I would like to pass the floor to His Excellency Mr. Klaus Iohannis, President of Romania. You have the floor, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President Ilham Aliyev, Madam Commissioner Kadri Simpson, distinguished ministers, high officials and representatives. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to address this prestigious annual meeting dedicated to the Southern Gas Corridor. I am delighted and honored to be with you today. This is already Romania's sixth participation, and I would like to thank in particular President Ilham Aliyev for extending the invitation and for hosting us in Baku. The Southern Gas Corridor has proven beyond any doubt, in the 2 years since it became operational, its strategic importance to Europe's energy security. We have to commend all those who showed vision, political will and determination to make this corridor a reality. The corridor becomes even more important at this particular time when Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine has drastically changed the political, the geopolitical context, especially when we talk about energy security. Against this background, the European Union and the Member States have taken decisive steps to substantially reduce the dependence on unreliable gas sources, as they carry a geopolitical price tag that is just too high to pay. This strategic course of action towards trustworthy partners such as Azerbaijan has been long advocated by Romania, and we have enjoyed the benefits of the strategic partnership between Romania and Azerbaijan since its launch in 2009. The answers to Europe's energy questions involve solidarity regional cooperation and diversification of sources and transport routes. These are key principles which are encapsulated by projects such as the Southern Gas Corridor. Ladies and gentlemen, we have all faced unprecedented energy challenges in 2022. Gas shortages or a lack of affordable gas supplies, price volatility, market turbulence. These challenges required complex policies and regulatory shifts. The gas from Azerbaijan, delivered through the Southern Corridor, came as a safety net for many states in the region. The assurances given by Azerbaijan, personally by President Aliyev, on the availability of Caspian gas for the European market have provided much needed stability and predictability at a very stressful juncture for the markets. The conclusion of the Memorandum of Understanding on a Strategic Partnership in the field of energy, signed by the European Union and Azerbaijan in July 2022, opens the way for further cementing the role of the Southern Corridor as an essential component of the EU diversification strategy. Since the very beginning, Romania has recognized the important contribution that Azerbaijan and the Southern Gas Corridor bring to fulfilling Europe's energy needs. Romania has pledged its continuous commitment to be part of the efforts aimed at developing and expanding the corridor towards new markets in Central and Southeast Europe. And we remain highly interested in accessing additional volumes of Caspian gas to cover our own growing national consumption. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, my country has made substantial investments in developing gas transit capacity and connectivity with neighboring countries. First, we have laid a brand new transport infrastructure across Romania, the so-called Brua gas pipeline, and completed the upgrade of interconnectors with Bulgaria and Hungary. Second, Romania's Transgaz, Romania's company, has joined forces with gas transmission systems operators in Greece, Bulgaria and Hungary for the development of the vertical corridor. The renewed Memorandum of Understanding signed by the four companies in December 2022 will enable bi-directional gas flows between South and Central Europe through Romania, enhancing the security of supply in the whole region. Third, since January 2022, and also as a result of investments made by Romanian gas transmission operator, the Trans-Balkan gas pipeline can operate in reverse flow mode. This provides an alternative supply route to gas volumes from Azerbaijan through Turkey, Bulgaria and Romania, and onwards to markets downstream. And fourth, I would like to highlight here an important project for Romania, which carries a strategic significance to our neighbor, the Republic of Moldova. The gas pipeline connecting the Romanian gas network to the capital city of Chișinău has been commissioned in October 2021 and is now fully operational. The pipeline can carry enough gas to cover the yearly consumption of Right Bank Moldova. Summing up, all these consistent efforts and solid investments made by Romania offer solid options for expanding the Southern Gas Corridor towards new markets in Southeast and Central Europe. This is a win-win situation. The geography of Azerbaijan gas exports is diversifying while strengthening Europe's energy security. Dear participants, Natural gas remains a critical complementary element in supporting the decarbonization process. Within the European Union, Romania has been actively advocating for the inclusion of natural gas and nuclear energy in the green taxonomy as essential technologies in the transition process to a carbon-free economy. We thus see a predictable and long-term use of natural gas in the European Union's economy. Romania is currently a significant producer of hydrocarbons in Europe, a role that we intend to enhance with the gas reserves already discovered in the Black Sea. Moreover, additional substantial volumes will become available in 2026-2027. Romania will be able to contribute further to the energy security and resilience in Europe. Thus, our engagement in promoting energy cooperation in the region is strong, both through capitalizing on available energy production potential and on cross-border energy transport infrastructure. An important example in this respect is the agreement on strategic partnership in the field of green energy development and transmission between the governments of Azerbaijan, Georgia, Romania and Hungary, signed during the visit of President Aliyev to Bucharest on the 17th of December 2022. Through this agreement, we will develop a Black Sea green electricity submarine cable, providing valuable contributions to a stronger European energy security. This strategic partnership is also in line with the Repower EU plan and will strengthen economic growth, security, resilience and climate action for Europe and for our partners. Ladies and gentlemen, energy cooperation between the European Union and its member states on one hand and Azerbaijan on the other hand has strategic priority and furthermore is required by the logic of the market. Let me reassure you of my country's solid and continuous commitment to regional cooperation as the way to find sustainable solutions to common challenges, in particular for a common energy security. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for your strong support for all our projects and for your valuable remarks. We really appreciate our growing energy cooperation with Romania. Now I would like to give the floor to the European Commissioner for Energy and co-chair of the Advisory Council, Ms. Kadri Simpson. You have the floor, Madam.
Thank you. Dear President Aliyev, President Iohannis, distinguished ministers, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really glad to be here today in Baku. We have two very important occasions, the 9th ministerial meeting of the Advisory Council of the Southern Gas Corridor and the inauguration of our new Advisory Council work stream on green energy. Our discussion today takes place at the backdrop of global level transformation of energy markets. Global growth is at risk and energy security is at the top of our minds. And today's Advisory Council meetings are therefore an important opportunity to show that the EU, Azerbaijan and our partner countries stand united to work together on ensuring energy security and market stability. And we are also laying the foundations of long-term sustainable energy partnership, a partnership which is centered on renewable energy and on increased interconnection of our energy systems. The EU and Azerbaijan are already enjoying a very successful cooperation. Our new Memorandum of Understanding on Strategic Partnership in the field of energy cemented the role of the Southern Gas Corridor for both the EU and Azerbaijan, and our shared resolve to support its expansion. The numbers speak for themselves. Deliveries of pipeline gas via the Southern Gas Corridor to the EU ramped up from 8.1 billion cubic meters in 2021 to 11.4 billion cubic meters last year. And this increase played a key role in contributing the diversification, security, and stability of gas supply to the EU. The results of the last binding market test for the transatlantic pipeline mark the start of doubling the current capacity. The increased cooperation between Azerbaijan and the EU on gas supplies is matched by the increase of our diplomatic engagement. There is mutual determination to turn this crisis into a driver of economic opportunity. And we also need to look to where this partnership will take us in the future. Over the coming decades, gas will still play a role in the EU's energy transition. While we are ramping up LNG supplies, the Southern Gas Corridor will remain one of the few stable and competitive sources of pipeline gas delivered to the EU. And this is also potentially an economic opportunity for others in the Caspian region to join forces with Azerbaijan to secure new markets for gas deliveries. As you are all well aware, the EU is also working on limiting energy demand and ramping up renewables. Nevertheless, as we are moving away from our former main supplier of gas, the sheer volume of gas the EU needs to replace means that the demand for natural gas coming from trusted suppliers will continue to grow. Our interest in renewables means that we want to extend the cooperation with our trusted partners beyond the gas. The inauguration of the new Green Energy Advisory Council marks well the agreement among the partners today to move into this new direction. And shaping a sustainable energy future is about using a broad range of instruments and tools. The EU has a great experience in designing a market that can take up increased shares of renewables. And despite several difficult years behind us, our electricity grids have proven to be stable and resilient, and we are happy to share our knowledge on this front. Of course, well-interconnected markets with partner countries are a key ingredient of this process, and the untapped potential for renewables here in Azerbaijan, particularly in offshore wind, is a well-known fact. Azerbaijan therefore has the potential to become the exporter of renewables and hydrogen to the EU, and our EU for Energy programme is already supporting Azerbaijan to boost the deployment and integration of renewable energy capacity. The EU is bringing our know-how, technology, and private investments to the table. Renewables are not the full story, as we know. Energy efficiency is also key to our efforts to strengthen security of supply and decarbonize, and with a new memorandum of understanding, we look forward to continuing working together with Azerbaijan to advance the agenda on all these fronts. Ladies and gentlemen, presidents, ministers, shared economic prosperity and geopolitical stability go hand in hand, and citizens will benefit from our cooperation in energy. I can only conclude with an optimistic note on the future of the Southern Gas Corridor. Equally, I'm looking forward to our energy cooperation to embrace renewable energy into our new Green Energy Advisory Council. I wish you all a very fruitful discussions today. Thank you.
Dear Commissioner Simpson, thank you for your valuable insights on the role of the SGC